sure that you're sitting comfortably. There are really just a few things that you would like to review and make sure that you have the best posture for sitting possible. And one of those is that your spine is moving up as best you can do it without strain. Now, as the spine goes up, the buttock bones drop down. So that's one, and that's two. And three is that this upper part of your chest should lift while the shoulders move back. So the shoulders go home. And we remind you, feel that it's just the upper part of your chest and not your lower ribs. And for the shoulder blades, release down and move towards each other without being squeezed. Don't squeeze them. And then the abdominal muscles should be engaged. We lift the pit of the abdomen. And then when you have that, just ask yourself, do I feel well aligned now and comfortable? Because those are simply words. You have to adjust and fine tune for your own self in order to actually make it work. And now let's see if we can go within ourselves and make a contact with that inner resource. We've heard of this before when we do the I Rest Yoga Nidra. Determine for yourself an inner resource, but let's do it now so that we have it available to us at any time. The inner resource is that place that we go in our imagination, where everything in this place is all right. It's a safe place, a place where you feel secure and protected, and nothing, absolutely nothing that is going wrong in your life or what we perceive as wrong can come to you there. You are safe. This inner resource could be a room in your house. It could be a room in another house that maybe somewhere you've lived as an adult or a child. The inner resource could also be somewhere outside, like the beach or in a meadow or by a lake or maybe in the wilderness. But wherever it is, in order to make it real, we use all of our senses. At this place where you have started to formulate in your mind, what do you smell? What can you hear? What do you see? What do you taste? What do you feel? Also, in this place now where you feel you're safest, if you would like, you can bring another person, a person that you trust, that always makes you feel good to be around, and that you know has your back. It could also be someone that you don't know, even someone who has passed, or a wise figure like Jesus or Buddha. You can bring a dog or a cat or any animal that feels comfortable to have around you. Symbols. What makes you feel at peace? And use this wonderful power of imagination that you have to put yourself in this inner resource right now so that everything feels real and feels right. Regardless of anything going on around me at this moment, we are all at peace. We have chosen to be at peace. We can't always wait for it to happen naturally. When we are in conflict, in sadness, and worry, and frustration, and fear, it will not serve us to wait. Use your inner resource. Go there. Be proactive with your well-being. Allow yourself to feel the safety of this inner resource space. Remember, you're there now. You have the power to access this space anytime you need it. Bring your hands to your heart. Exhale and let your head down. Release your hands. And then open your eyes. Lift your head. Raise your arms up, inhaling. Interweave the fingers and turn the palms to the sky. Bow your head. Release, twist to your right. And then your left. Release. Bring your legs out in front of you and pump your thighs. And then Baddha Konasana. So we heard a rumor that we were doing twists today, and there are really 3 rules. That's all. 3 rules for twist. Number 1 rule, root. Number 2 rule, lift. And then number 3, that's when you twist. Root, lift, then twist. That's simple. Bring your hands to your outer legs, stretch out, cross your shins, roll over into Adho Mukha Svanasana. A pose like downward facing dog becomes important in preparation for any sort of twist, reclining, standing, seated, inverted, because it will help the spine lengthen. And that will be important for all the preparatory stages of our practice. Let's get the spine elongated. Let's do as much as we can to decompress it. And then let's make sure that we are practicing those 3 elements, those 3 rules of twist. Lift your head, inhale, exhale, step up to the front of the mat, Uttanasana. You bend the knees, inhale, up you come. And then bring your hands to your heart. So if the body is very stiff and you don't have the spine loose and you start twisting, if you've been sitting in a chair a lot, you might have a little bit of that kyphosis going on in the thoracic spine. So it would be very beneficial for us to do our up dogs and down dogs and use the Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, the upper facing dog, to help get some of that tension loosened out of the back. You can also do cat and cow, of course, or you can do the child's pose to the modified cobra with the elbows still straight. So I'll be doing both for you in the demonstration, but we'll all come here and inhale, reach the arms up, exhale, bend forward. Notice I bend the knees, but then straighten when I get here, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, return to Adho Mukha Svanasana, down facing dog. Now, strong practitioners just begin. Urdhva Mukha, Adho Mukha. And when you're going into the Urdhva Mukha, try to remember, I've got to get that tight spot in my mid-back, ready for twist. I can't be collapsed on that front thoracic spine. That's where you have a lot of more mobility. The lumbar spine is not the part of the spine that has the twist ability, it's the thoracic. Okay, so then keep going. And then the other variation to help us is child's pose, to cobra on the hands where the elbows are straight. So it's a modified variation. And then just stay in all fours. And do the Mardrasana, it's the cat pose. But so many will identify better, just call it cat and cow. But when we're done, when you finish your last one, which will be now, let's go ahead and be done. On your next exhale, regardless of what practice you're in, step back to the front of your mat and come to the Uttanasana. We'll release once again the muscles of the back body. And then bend the knees, inhale, up you come. Hands to your heart. And we're ready for what we'll call a step back vinyasa, meaning that we'll come to forward bend, come to the half forward bend, and then step a leg back to do a pose. So we're not going to be doing the down facing dog between the standing postures. I'm going to place these blocks right here at the head of my mat, and then I will take, if I need a block, I can just move it back for any other standing postures that I might need as they come up. So let's do this together. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, a little bend in the knees as you're coming down. That way the back feels better. Then come to the full forward bend by straightening the legs. This is the point where you have fully exhaled, and then you place your hands on the blocks and come up to an inhale. This is where we'll step back. Let's step the right leg back first and come into Virabhadrasana 1. On your exhale, step that right leg back. You can see the feet and set them up well before you come up. I'm not going to have my legs crisscrossed, right? So I'm not going to be in the narrow stance, but more wide and very stable. That way I can balance and come right up. It's not a big warrior, but enough to get me warmed up. Virabhadrasana 1. Once we get there, we stay for a couple of breaths. And then we exhale all the way down. The exhale includes the stepping of the right leg forward. Have the feet together, bend the knees and drop the hips down. Raise your arms up as you inhale, and then exhale, hold Utkatasana, the chair pose, and then inhale all the way up and bring your hands down and around to your heart. And we'll repeat with the other side. Inhale, your arms up. Exhale, bend the knees on the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Half forward bend. Exhale, step your left leg back now. Turn the heel in and place that heel down on the floor. Make sure you look at your legs. Am I too narrow? If I am, I can wiggle the right foot a little bit to the side. And then up I come. Virabhadrasana 1. You can look up or straight ahead. It will depend on your neck. Listen to the messages of your body. If you're tight thoracically, which we're talking about addressing in the last practice, the neck won't like to look up. On your exhale, down you come. Sweep the left foot forward. Come into the half forward bend as you inhale, and then drop the hips, exhale. Inhale, Utkatasana, coming all the way up, and exhale, hands to your heart. Wonderful. So now we've warmed up a little bit. So let's do this again, and we'll open up that Virabhadrasana 1 into Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling down into the full forward bend. Inhale, come to the half forward bend. Exhale, the right leg back. Inhale, sweep uphill back into the warrior 1. Now, I might move a little fast for 1 or 2 of you. It's okay. Just catch up, because this is where I'll be pausing. And then I'll also adjust the back leg to turn it out a little bit more and open up into Virabhadrasana 2. So you can see I'm going to refine my posture by separating the feet. This is an open pelvis posture, so the leg that was facing towards the right will now have to face forward towards your camera. But you're not mirroring me, are you? So that would be, you'll be facing away probably, right? I think so. But it's okay. Just follow along. Now this arm that's in the air, right here behind you, is going to sweep over your head all the way down, catch the blocks, and step that right leg forward. We're in that half forward bend as we inhale, and then we exhale. Forward bend. Bend the knees, drop the hips, inhale into the chair pose, exhale, hold it. This is the correct breath. Inhale, come up, and then exhale your hands down and around. Good. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, left leg back. You see? So now you've got the breath for that. Inhale into Virabhadrasana 1, and if you're a little bit behind, you're catching up now. And now I'll be doing it with the left foot, left leg turning out. So now I face away from the camera. And now that left arm is going to sweep over my head and down and catch the blocks as I exhale. And then inhale, come up, drop the hips, come into the Virabhadrasana 1, exhale, hold it. Inhale, come all the way up and reach your arms down and around and back to your heart. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go all the way down and put our knee on the floor and do a twist, a twisted lunge to help us get a little bit ready for all of our different twists. So if you need a blanket down, this is what I'm running my mouth and talking and sharing information. This is when you throw your blanket down. Now the blanket will be for when you put your knee down, but we'll lift the leg up if you can. Also, inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, bending forward. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, that right leg back again. Now I'm going to place the knee down and release the toes for a moment. Place the right hand on the floor. Place the left hand on the left thigh and turn to the left. So I'll be turning away from the camera. And this is where you can either, by the way, you could use a block if you felt like you needed more height. You can bring the block back with you. And then some of you will feel like you can lift that left leg up. The right knee up, mistake. And then turn, turn, turn. So we're just keeping it simple, but we're trying to get a twist into the body. Then turn towards the floor, release, and place the block back in place. So you can now inhale and exhale, step back forward. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, full forward bend. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, reach up. Hands to your heart. We're ready for the other side. I can sense it. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, half forward bend. Exhale, the left leg gets to come back now. And I'm going to place the knee down and release the toes. And then turn to the right. So now I get to face the camera and see what y'all are up to. So there. And then, if everything is going well, now you can stay here and twist. Remember, lift the pit of the abdomen. No lazy twist, all active supported twist. I'm lifting the back leg up. I'm going to do it without lifting the hip. The hip stays down. Twist, twist, twist. And then turn back forward. Catch the blocks. Inhale. On the exhale, I'm going to step forward. On the inhale, I'm going to come into the halfward bend. On the exhale, drop the hips. Inhale, lift the arms. I'm in Utkatasana. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, come to standing and lower my arms. Good. So we should feel warm and ready, right? So let's do one more standing pose, but this time from the center of the mat. We'll do Parivrtta Trikonasana now that we've got some heat in the body and some warmed up spinal muscles. And I'm going to turn away from you so that when I'm in the posture, I'll actually face you. So the blocks would be, I'm going to have the blocks in front. So when I turn around, they're actually in the back of the mat in relationship to what I'm using as the front of my room. But I'm going to turn around and face away from you. And I'll be going to my right, which will be also your right. Step your feet wide apart. Turn your left leg in and turn the right leg out. Unless you're not mirroring. If you turn away from the camera, then you will be opposite me. Lift your left arm up, inhale, and exhale, place your hand down on the block and turn towards the camera. There. Or if you'll be facing the wall behind me, so don't get confused. If you're doing the right leg forward and you're sort of facing me, I know it gets a little confusing. I do want to say all that, so because we might sometimes get confused. Where am I supposed to be? Well, if you have one leg forward, another leg back, and the opposite hand of the leg that's in front is on the floor and the other one's in the air, you're in the posture. Now pull that front leg hip back, yeah, and then from there lift the pit of the abdomen and the sides of the waist. Remember, root, that's your feet, ground them down strongly. Lift, that's the lift of the pit of the abdomen, up into the crown of the head, and twist. Let's bring the bottom ribs forward and take the top ribs back. Strong in your legs, inhale, up you come. Now the right leg turns in, or the opposite leg, and the left leg turns out. Lift the right arm or the opposite arm, exhale, come into the pose. Your hand comes down to the floor, and now you're returning into the posture, Parivrtta Trikonasana. So once again, we have to create some space here. So this front leg hip has to roll back. And then we check the three things. Ground, root, that's your four corners of each of your feet. Lift, the sides of the waist, the pit of the abdomen into the crown of the head, and then the twist. The bottom ribs forward, the top ribs back. And let's be strong. Strong, strong, strong in our legs as we inhale and come up. Exhale, bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, step the feet together, bring your arms by your side. Good, okay. So now, let's see, everyone feel really warmed up? Let's do a reclining twist now. So let's start right away with Parivrtta Suptapadangustasana, the full Monty, the full twist. Now for that today, I'm going to recommend that we set something up. So we'll do the right leg first, and we'll have it in Suptapadangustasana. We'll do the hamstring stretch, and then we'll take the right leg to the left, and when it lands, it should land on something so that we can be very comfortable. Now you could take the leg to the floor if your hips are very open, that's fine. But most of us, if we take the foot to the floor because of the hips, it will actually cause you to shear your pelvis. So I'm going to just use two blankets. I'll fold them like this. And I'm going to have them waiting like that for my right leg. I'm going to do my left, it'll be like mirroring you, because I'll do it the pose this way, and when it comes over, it'll be ready to receive my leg. And that way, I'm not just holding the leg in the air, it actually can pause and rest on something. You can use a block, you can keep it very simple and put it on just the block. That's really up to you. So step one is let's get into Suptapadangustasana. I'm going to mirror you, so I'm going to use my left leg. And you're going to get to see the back of my leg. Let's see, let me back up a little bit. Let me be about right there we go. That'll be good right there. Okay, check the left leg, rolled in, pressed down. And check the back of your right leg, excuse me. Make sure that it's a straight leg. Because any chance you get, even if you say, well, I'm working on twists, what's the big hairy deal? No, always we'll work on the hamstrings, we pay attention. Let's make sure that we get our daily hamstring stretch in. Okay, now I know that my blankets are a little bit further down than what I was going to plan, so I'm going to scooch them up. Now this is important. Before I take the right leg to the left, I need to shift my hips a little bit to the right, because if I don't, then what will happen is the pelvis goes off center. So let's keep the pelvis centered. So bend your left knee, lift your hips up, and then do a little shift with your pelvis to the right. Then straighten your left leg. And I'll pause for just a moment just to make sure you got that. Okay, good. Then put the belts into your left hand, and here we go. We're going to guide the right leg over to the floor of the prop. And again, having the blanket there, as you can see, I've now landed and I'm able to rest it there without worrying about if I take it to the floor, I actually shift my pelvis a little bit more than what I want. I would like the back of my pelvis, you see my hand sweeping up and down a few feet up, that to be perpendicular to the floor. And then I want my left leg straight out from the hip, because if I didn't do the little shift in the pelvis, my leg would be off. But right now, everything is centered. Now, what happens in the upper body? The arm that you see, the right arm, should be on the floor, all the way on the floor. So what do you do if the arm is on the floor? Well, that means your right leg should be a little higher. Now, let's check. That hip has to roll away from the chest, just like it did in Revolved triangle pose, Parivritta Konasana. And then lift the pit of the abdomen and the sides of the waist. The lift is so important. And then as you lift, you turn the belly back to the right, even though the hip is going to the left. Now use your breath and help lift that leg up. Inhale. And then I'm going to bend the left knee and take my hips back to center and release the right leg. Okay, so it's now time to do the left leg. Starting in Supta Padang Gustasana, I'll take the left leg up, stretch the right leg out, and do a little check, make sure that this isn't going off to the side, it's not rolling out, that's the right leg I'm talking about, and that the back of the left leg is fully straight. I'm ready for a hip shift. Bend the right knee, put the foot on the floor, lift the hips, do a little shift to the left. Then straighten that right leg back out. Both of the belts into your right hand, and you should move those blankets, get them ready. Everything's good to go now. Over to the right hip I go. And then I do a little check. Sacrum, back of the pelvis, perpendicular to the floor. Outer right hip rolling away from the left hip away from the left shoulder. The right leg is super straight and right down, it didn't veer off. We go straight down the middle of the torso. And then the upper body rolls back, and that shoulder blade and the back of the arm are pinned to the floor. The lift of the pit of the abdomen and the sides of the waist are probably the most important part of all of this. On your next exhale, lift the leg up, bend the right knee and shift the pelvis back to center, remove the strap and lower your leg. Stretch both of those legs out for just a moment and let them relax. You can now pause and feel and see how you're doing. Does it feel like you overdid anything? That could be something to learn from. Overdoing it doesn't mean that you've ruined your practice. You could just say, I've sort of overdid that a little bit and I can tell. So next time I will be more attentive. Okay, let's go ahead, bend the knees and roll over to the side. Use your hands to push yourself up. We're going to do that very famous practice that I know you adore and love, the revolved staff pose, Parivrtta Dandasana with the belt. It's really one of my favorite preparations for seated twist. So now you might not need to sit on anything on the floor. You have to sort of determine that yourself. If you are able to sit up straight, your back doesn't feel tired. It doesn't feel like you have to put a lot of effort in it. You're right on the center of your belly bones. You'll probably be okay. But sometimes we feel like we're actually falling back a little bit, or we have to work extra hard to sit upright. If that's true, you might want to sit up on a blanket. It helps to tilt the pelvis a little bit, have it up a little higher so the legs tilt down. Then the second thing is you might even want to put a second blanket under here if your hamstrings are super tight, because then it'll help you sit up even straighter. Because remember, we don't want to twist a collapsed spine. So if my pelvis is rolling under and I'm leaning back, everything in the front spine is collapsed. It won't be a very successful twist. Now, you have a belt. It doesn't matter what kind of belt. You just go ahead with your D-ring buckle or your jiggly buckle like I've got, the one by the yoga wall, or your little plastic buckle, but you want to make a little loop like that. Just enough for your foot. Now this is, I'm going to go to my left first. So I put the belt on the right foot like that. See, now I want to make sure we get this, because sometimes left, right, left, especially when it comes to twist, everything starts to go south. So if you look at the video and you see me and your belt looks like we're mirror images of each other, then you're doing well. Now the left hand is going to come around behind you to catch the belt. So the right hand has to hand it to the left hand. So I'm going to make it a little bit easier by bending the right knee, turning to the left now, taking the left arm behind me, and then giving the belt to my left hand. So the right hand's job is sort of over. But then I just reach and hold the belt with my right hand a little high right now. Creep, 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 creep. That's my left hand creeping. That's the sound effect of left hand creeping, creepy, creep. Now it's creeped up as high as it can so far. And you also want to do a little twist to the left as much as you can, so that when you do straighten this leg, and here we go, straighten your right leg, it will pull you deeper into the twist as well as more into a shoulder stretch. If it's too much, use the emergency valve release. Let the hand go. Now your right hand wants a job to do. It can hold onto the belt too, reaching closer to the foot, or it can go onto the outside of the left leg. Either one. You can use it to help facilitate more twist. Either hold the belt or hand on the back of the leg. Remember, root, that's your two belly bones in the backs of your thighs. Lift, that's the pit of the abdomen, the sides of the waist, but the lift goes all the way up into the crown of the head. And twist. That's your right ribs towards the left and the left ribs away from the left. Oh, nice. So release, I did a lot of yoga work this past weekend. It seems like the thing to do, right? And that felt really nice for me. So if you're in the same boat with me, hopefully that was rewarding. Let's switch feet. Let's switch feet. That's when you wish, oh, I wish we could edit that a little bit better. It'll be fine. I don't mind with lots of mistakes. If you don't mind watching recorded material with my mistakes on them, I don't mind you watching them either. So bend your left knee now. We're going to twist to the right. So my right hand has the belt to bring around behind me. It has to go to the right to go behind me for the left hand to catch. Right. Oh, I'm sorry, it goes this way. I'm trying to teach this wrong now. So sorry about that. See, we can all get a little confused and make mistakes. It's your right hand's going to go around behind you and the left hand's going to hand the belt. Caught that right away. Good. Okay, so now we're ready. Remember, creep the right hand towards the left foot as much as you can. Then twist as much as you can. And then slowly straighten the leg. Now, as you're straightening the leg, you get to monitor how much of that belt you can still grip. You may want to let go of some of it. and then the left hand either holds the belt, you can pull it and that'll help you twist, or put the back of the hand against your outer right leg and use that to help facilitate the twist. Root, lift, twist, and release. Okay, now let's repeat it, but this time leave the belt on the left foot and do the left arm again. So it just makes the belt a little bit further away. It changes the stretch a little, just a little bit, the practice a little bit. So let's do it. So bend the left knee, and now we'll take the belt around behind us from the right. The left arm is going to reach around. So now instead of opposite foot and opposite hand, it's the, the same side. It's the left leg is carrying the belt, and the left arm is now holding the belt. So get ready. Inhale, and on the exhale, press the foot forward, match it up to the right leg. See, match as best as you can. Keep the knee straight, pressing down. I'm in the twist as much as I can be. And now my right hand wants something to do. Hold the belt or place the back of the arm on the leg. I'll let you figure out which one feels better. And then release. Oh yes, I think you might be agreeing. The shoulders are loving it. So now, right leg, right hand. It goes around behind you, right? So I'm going to twist to the right. So the belt will be behind me on the left side. So the left hand has it. My right arm is reaching behind me. I bend my right knee. Creep the hand as close as you can get it to the right foot when the knee is bent. Twist as much as you can. So you're already in the twist. You're just going to go a little deeper and start to straighten that right leg. Bring the bottoms of his feet together because you don't want them to be shearing. When your feet match up, it tells you that your pelvis is low and not in a tilt, like one side more forward than the other. Press down with your thigh bones and the buttock bones. Lift up into the crown of the head with your spine and support that lift with the pit of the abdomen and the lift of the sides of your waist. And then twist. Bring your left ribs closer to the wall on your right and take the right ribs away from that wall. And then release. Good. Now let's keep this belt handy, but set it aside for a moment while we set up for Bharvajasana 1. So we need, most of us, this is one of those poses where unless you just have really loose open hips, you're probably going to want about 2 blankets of support so that your spine can be balanced. So I recommend, this is how we typically fold the blanket. How we store the blankets, right? So we fold it, and so it looks like this now. But I have this one firm corner right there, and that is what's going to point straight ahead, that one firm corner. And then for me, I know I sit much better and much more balanced when I have the legs to the side in this particular posture. It's a very complex seated position for this twist. It works much better to be on 2 blankets. And then maybe some of us need 3. And so find something. If you say, I only have 1 blanket, I got to go to the store and get more blankets, which we do have, by the way. But if you put them together and then match them up like this, you'll have a much firmer seat and it'll be much more balanced. Okay, so I'm going to sit on that corner. So slide it all back, and now on the corner. But you can use, I was going to finish by saying you can use folks. Now, most of our twists always go to the left first. So I'll be going that way, which should mirror you. And you should be looking that way also, saying like, what's out there? Because sometimes when we sit a little high, when the arm reaches behind you, And I'm going to actually show this two ways for you tonight. One will be just to use if I twist to the left arm could be behind us, but it could also opt to do the shoulder wrap, the arm wrap. So if I wanted to use this block behind me to help with the lift, I could just have that park back there and wait for me. Now this leg, this one will go into Virasana, like this, right beside that leg, right beside the blanket is that little corner. So if the corner is in the way, just scooch it a little bit to the side. My corner is not in my way, so I can stay pretty center. There's the corner. And then this leg goes under, the left leg goes under the right leg, just the foot. You see how I'm sliding it under there? And the toes stick out over here. And then both of the knees should be relatively pointed straight ahead. Just to make sure that you see this, that's the side view. You see the foot that look down at the toes. It is important to make sure you're not twisting your knee joint. So this hip is a little bit in external rotation. This hip is in a little bit of internal rotation, but they should be relatively balanced. And on this leg, the one that's in Virasana, you really don't want to be on the big toe side of your foot. You want to be on all 5 toes. For some people, it might help to put a little extra pad under the foot, stick a little blanket washcloth under there. And for some of us, it may also help to sit one more blanket higher as we sit. Now, to do the arm wrap, if my left arm cannot catch above the elbow crease of the right arm, then I might want to stick this belt loop over my arm. So here's what it looks like if I don't need the belt loop. I just take the left arm, internally rotate so the thumb will point down, go behind me. I'm going to bring my right arm back for my left arm to catch right above the elbow. And then when I turn, you can see my hand, my fingers holding right above my biceps. And then I can just place the back of this hand on the leg and use this to pull against to help me with the twist. If I wanted to do the arm wrap but I can't reach it, well, I have the belt. And so my left hand, you can see the fingers waving. We're just going to hold the belt. You can see the belt now. And so then some of us will say, none of that's working. I have a shoulder thing. So the back of the right hand will be here and the left hand will be on the block behind. So I think we've all chosen by now which one of those 3 variations we'll do. And we probably all have our legs ready. So let's begin the practice of Baddha 1. So everyone make sure that you root, that's your buttock bones, then lift. And now take your arm both of your arms into whichever position you're going to twist in. So I'm going to take my left arm, internally rotate it, catch the biceps right above the elbow crease, twist to the right and place the back of my left hand on my leg. Remember, I've got that belt handy. It's there. I could catch it if I can't use the arm wrap. Now inhale, lift, and exhale, twist a little deeper. If anything feels really off, like your pelvis feels really tilted, you feel like you're falling off, you feel compressed, remember, it's probably that you need to sit a little higher. And this all release. And then stretch your legs out in front of you. Pump your thigh muscles. And then let's do the other side. I'm going to take this belt off and I'm going to place it on this arm, my left arm, just in case I decided to use it. I'll take that left leg into the hero pose. So that's my first step. And then lift the shin up just enough to slide the right foot underneath. And then if you scoot and drop forward a little bit, because sometimes we end up with the knees up. That just means we're not at the edge of our propping up. You have to scoot a little forward so the thighs will drop down. External rotation, internal rotation, and we're ready. So I'll take the right arm out to the side, thumb down to remind me I'm going into internal rotation. Swing the arm around, offer my left arm to the right arm, and then twist. Let's begin. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. You see? So keep the lift to the pit of the abdomen, the sides of the waist. Keep rooting the buttock bones down, and enjoy your twist. Ah, good. Stretch your legs out and pump your thigh muscles again. Good. And I'll take this belt off and set it off to the side. Now, you know, there's nothing like a good abdominal exercise. And I know that probably some of you write down your top 10 favorite poses. I just feel like that pose, and you probably even practice it every day, saying it because it has such a beautiful name, Jatari Konasana. We'll do it with bent legs tonight. It's the revolving stomach pose. That's actually what it means. Well, it has a couple of interpretations. I like to keep it simple and just call it the turning stomach or the revolving stomach. It will help with our obliques. So as we twist to one side, the opposite external and internal obliques are doing the work. So it's kind of interesting how they take turns sharing the load. One of the things that we'll do tonight is try to make sure that our knees, our hips, our ankles stay at 90 degrees each, and we'll lower on the exhale and lift on the inhale. So we'll just use one breath to do the practice. And we will, I know some of you have practiced in the more advanced variations, and you're more than welcome to do that. I'm going to stick with this for this evening. But if you do straighten the legs more, try to not let the legs shear. Keep the knees together. So that means the top leg will have to go towards the bottom leg knee, and the bottom leg knee has to come back towards its own hip. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to turn completely around. So you can, now what you'll see, what you won't see when I turn that way is that the hip is at 90, behind the knee is at 90, and my ankle should be at 90. You see? And the legs will go to the side like that. But what you need to see more clearly, and what really adds to the wonderful work of the practice, is that as you go to the, we'll go to the left first. So as you go to the left, you want to keep that top leg knee moving towards the opposite leg knee and bring that knee back to its own hip. That way the knees stay matched up, you see. Otherwise, they fall apart. And that means that the opposite obliques will not be able to do their job. So let's get ready. The knees are glued to, you can feel the knobs of the knees touching each other, right? So inhale with me, keep both shoulder blades down, keep the back of both arms on the down, and exhale, let's go to the left, move the top leg knee away from the hip, pull the bottom leg knee towards the hip to unshear. Oh, you got to roll the stomach back, really feel, and then inhale, up you come. So that's why they call it the rolling stomach pose, because those obliques are constantly having to pull to hold you up. Inhale. Exhale. Uh-oh, unshear, top leg lengthens, bottom leg shortens. Unshear, and then up you come. Whew. Okay, inhale and exhale to the other side. Here we go. Let's just keep doing it for a few rounds. Don't have to wait for me. On the next inhale, up you come. Exhale. And then after you inhale, you exhale to the next side. Unshear, takes a little work. Belly pulling to the opposite side. And on the inhale, up you come. And again. Unshear, and inhale up. And you only have to go as far as you can. You're not trying to keep up with me or anything that you have seen that has become your ideal practice. It's really, what are you feeling? What is the message in your body? Good. I think we should do one more. Let's do it. Let's just do it for our own well-being. You know, we sit around all the time and we don't work on our core stabilizers. We're just going to get all mushy and soft. And then we'll say, I wish I had done more core exercises while I had all that free time when I was stuck at home. You know, because we could actually just do like every day me and Zoom core exercises. And you know, we'd be so we're the strongest yogis in the world. When you finish, everyone, just stretch out for a moment and just let yourself relax. Just allow yourself to feel that. Now, for the final practice tonight, we're just going to do a very simplified variation of Parivrtta Upavishta Konasana. Another fun one to say in Sanskrit. So you've got Jatari Konasana, the rolling stomach pose. Now, the next one to practice is Padavita Upavishya Konasana. Now, what you do, this is how you remember. You turn to the left first, and you'll side bend to the right. And we're just going to practice with this. The right hand will be on the floor, sliding in front of the right leg, and the left arm is going to go over your head like side angle pose. So let's begin. Number one. So is everyone ready? You can sit up a little higher if you need to, because remember, I want the front of my spine to stay lifted. I root, that's thigh bones and buttock bones. Lift, that's to the abdominal sides of the waist, all the way into the crown of the head. And now we twist. We turn to the side. Turn to the left. So I'm turning the belly button to the left leg. And then I side bend while in the twist. Place the right hand in front of the right leg. Slide it as far as you can, but pay attention to the right side of the spine. It should not feel compressed. And then take your left arm over your head. And then begin to do the work. This arm can press against the leg. Inhale and exhale, turn. So I'm getting more twist in there while in the side bend. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen that left arm over your head. And don't forget, keep those legs pressing. You feel how the left buttock bone gets a little light? Could you drop that back down into the floor for me? And then inhale, up you come. Let's do the other side. That took care of some things, didn't it? So turn the breastbone and the belly button to your right now, and side bend to the left. Now, as you do this, the left hand sliding on the floor. Now, sometimes we don't have a lot of mobility, so we have to sit up and just be right here, or we could even be a little higher and take the block out, something like that. That may help some of us feel a little bit less compressed. We don't want to feel collapsed and compressed when we do this. It won't benefit. It's better to back out a little bit. You can even put your hand on your leg if it helps you feel more open. But we're sliding the hand along the floor for the demonstration, turning to the right the whole time, and then taking that right arm over the head. That right arm is right over the ear if it can be. Inhale, get the root in, get the length in, and exhale, turn. And then inhale, up you come. Good. You know, a lot of twist, just, very asymmetrical in the body. So it's very helpful. That's right. We are going to go for it. We're going to do something more symmetrical. So we go, he's not going to have us bend forward, is he? Just enough to lengthen and balance out your back body. I like to start my hands behind me because I feel like I can use my arms to get that length. Inhale, press the thighs down. Exhale, lengthen the spine. And then tilt forward any amount that your pelvis will let you. And then place your hands on the floor. Go as far as you can with your spine fully open, feeling like between the belly button and the chest, you've not dropped it yet. Side, but there's a point where you say, I don't think I can go any further, but then soften, let the back round a little bit. So you get some of the back stretch. Hamstrings and back, but just a little bit. Because if I try to get too much into a forward bend when the pelvis isn't moving, it ends up becoming too intense for the erector spinae. Those are your back muscles. I'm using my arms like pillars to help support me, to keep me from going too far. Then I'm going to walk my hands back, slide my hands right under the knees and lift up. Pop the knees up so the heels just slide towards each other, and then drag those legs together. Good. And shake it out. Now let's go ahead and lie down and get ready for Shavasana. But before you actually do Shavasana, do one bridge pose. And do any of the variations that you like. The important thing is just contract those back muscles. We balance them through stretching. Now let's add a little bit more balance into them by contracting them. So down you go. Your bridge pose could be just to lift the pelvis and keep your arms beside you, or interlace the arms, the hands, and roll the shoulders under, hold the mat, or hold the belly. Just about 4 or 5 breaths, and then make yourself very comfortable. And I'll be bringing you out, so don't worry that you'll fall asleep and not wake up. The day will be over. So no, go ahead. Just rest. I'll be here. I'll be here to wake you up. Go through your body. Investigate everything. Let's make sure that we're not holding tension in a hidden place. We want this prana that's now surging through your body to move everywhere, to touch every cell. Relax. Simply be. Take a slow, deep breath into your beautiful body. And exhale softly and slowly. Bend your knees and rock your legs side to side. Roll all the way over onto your right. And then use your arms and press yourself up to sit comfortably. And thank you for joining me this evening in our practice together. The light within me sees and celebrates the light within you. Namaste.